Welcome back everyone to Mount Blade Warband as the Faith Militant. Today we have gathered here to reward my squire Aemon for his exceptional services. Time and time again he has proven a loyal member of the Faith Militant, and today we will raise him to knighthood. But with the title Sir come not only rights and privileges, but also obligations. So we need this oath from you. We need this oath from you, Aemon, before you can become a knight and officially hold the title of Sir. Now, in the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave. In the name of the father, I charge you to be just. In the name of the mother, I charge you to defend all young and innocent. And in the name of the maid, I charge you to protect all women. Now rise, Sir Aemon the Humble. Now some of you might remember from a few episodes ago that I requested Septon Eddard to craft a new piece of armor. So yeah, here we are. Let's check out if he has been able to do that. Let's talk about your equipment and let me see your inventory. We gave him a little bit of iron and some tools and he has worked magic. Oh, look at that. This is some glorious armor indeed, and a very nice plated horse. This used to be a champion destrier that we actually got from the markets in Hull, but now it has transformed into a plated warhorse. Very nice indeed. We'll check that out, but obviously this armor is not for ourselves. We have some pretty good armor already. This is for the newest member, for the newest knight in our midst, Sir Aemon the Humble. And now that he's a knight, he should also properly look like a knight and get out of his squire gear. But before he can actually wear this, we actually need to talk about his skills, because he's leveled up. This is actually the reason, this is why I finally decided to raise him to knighthood, because he's now strong enough to really perhaps even beat me in a fight. So we're going to raise his strength even more just so that he can wear all kinds of armor. And I think I definitely want to give him some other skills. But for now, I will probably give him one more point in Power Strike just so that he can wield his armor. Or I guess that he can wield his arms and his swords in the new armor a little bit better. At least that makes a bit sense. I could have also given him athletics, but I think this is fine. So yeah, I'll give him a little bit more one-handed because that's his primary weapon, and that is good. So now let's have a look at his equipment. So for now, he is wearing some mail boots, some rusty mail gauntlets, a sallet, and this thick chainmail hauberk, but that will change. From now on, you will have some heavy plate armor, just like any other knight should. You're also going to wear a great helmet, similar to ours, but not exactly the same. It's just as good, but it looks a little bit different. You also have some plate gauntlets, and you also get some plate boots. So you are all armored up, and because you're now much heavier than before, I also think that you should get a new horse, and there it is, your champion destrier that is now has gotten its own armor. So there you are, Sir Aemon the Humble. You look all fine. Yeah, he actually, I don't know what looks better. Now, one thing I should mention here, and I think I've mentioned this before, is that because of the heavier armor and the heavier helmet, the power draw and power throw skills are actually reduced by 4 and 3 respectively. So it's not really much use to have these javelins anymore. I think I'll keep them for now. I'll let Aemon keep them for now, but I will probably either get rid of them or replace them with, you know, maybe a two-handed sword at some point, because it's just not all that useful, because it requires power throw at 4, and yeah, you get -7 from just this armor. So, and even the plate gauntlets reduce it. So yeah, you have basically no power throw anymore. So we'll have to see what we do about this. Now, this armor I'm probably going to redistribute. Haven't really entirely thought about that, but yeah, I hope you're happy about your new armor and your new horse as well. Also, Sir Vlad has leveled up. Both of these levels, by the way, just came from regular training. It has nothing to do with any battles that we fought or anything. Simply from the time we spent on campaign. I've obviously went to the Vale and to the Stormlands to recruit some troops, but we'll talk about that in a second. For now, Sir Vlad, I will increase your agility, and we could either give you more athletics or weapon master. I think, yeah, I'm gonna actually give you more weapon master. You look so powerful. Yeah, you're probably our best fighter. I think Sir Vlad might even be a stronger fighter than Sir Theodan. But he at least rivals him, the closest. And you're already pretty good at crossbow, so I think I'll give you more two-handed. Yeah, I give you just more two-handed, that's fine. Alright, so you look really good as well. Perfect. Now, as you can see, I do not have any regular forces myself, except for the few Raider horsemen here, because I have basically stuffed everyone into the walls of Duskendale. So we've got about 580 men in the garrison, which sounds pretty good, but if we have a look at who actually is in here, it's not really all that good. So we've got about 280 men that you already know. Those are just the regular forces we've had. And yeah, then I've recruited a lot more. So we've got about 150 Vale Levy and 150 Stormlander Levy. So about 300, more than half of the troops we have in the garrison are just Levy. Then we obviously got some peasant women, and we've got 39 Vale Archers, which is just, you know, one step up from the Vale Levy. So yeah, about, I don't know, 350, I would say 350 men are just really weak. So more than half of our garrison is just new recruits, so they wouldn't really stand a chance. But at least, you know, if scouts or spies report on the size of troops, we can say that we've got some 600 men here, so that's pretty good. I hope that this will deter people from attacking us. But we have to see. Now, Riddiger has been looted. There was not much I can do about that. And I think Land's End is not looted yet, but it probably will be looted very soon. The Claw Island Dragonstone look very nice, or still look very nice, so that's awesome. And I think, yeah, I will probably try and recruit some more troops, maybe this time in the Reach. I'm not too sure. Tumbleton has been retaken by the Reach, but Ashford has fallen to the Iron Islands. I mean, the Ironborn are just racking through here. I mean, I'm not sure when they took the Deep Den, but they are just cutting a bloody path through the Stormlands and the Reach. I mean, they took Duskendale, they took Hull, and now even Ashford. They seem unstoppable, but I don't know. I don't know how they're doing this, really, to be quite honest. Now, other than that, the Stormlands have taken the Stony Sept from the River Lords, and I believe Ironrath, yes, Ironrath has been taken by the Free Folk. So the Free Folk have just marched forward. They have been basically unopposed by the North. I'm not sure where the Northern Lords are at. I haven't seen them. I've seen a few Northern Lords obviously raid our villages, but none of them have... Yeah, I don't see a big army. The only big army I really see is the one of the River Lords under Edmure and Brynden Tully. So I really don't know where the Northern Lords are. Maybe a lot of them are captured. That's possible. But yeah. Now I think, as I said, I will probably go for another recruiting spree, this time in the Reach. We just gotta be careful that we don't get caught. We are very quick with our small party here, 15 men, but obviously also very vulnerable. But yeah, in either case, I think I'll just cut away. I'll come back as soon as there's something more important happening. So I've got some really good news, and I've got some really bad news. We're going to start off with the good news here while having a look at the weekly budget. As you can see, a lot of our productive enterprises are still under sequestration, but the ones we do have make some really decent amount of money. Just look at the net revenue from the oil press here at the Stony Sept, 1,700. Compare that to the one in Goldtown where we make 90. This is just such a huge... This is both oil presses. I don't know why this one's making so much more money, but it's just insane. I love it. But here is the big deal. The tariffs from Duskendale give us 107,000 golden dragons. That is just an obscene amount of money. Now, I do believe that this is not going to happen every single week. I think this is just something that happens in Warband. Whenever you take over a new castle or a new town, you usually get, like, the first payment you get is always very high, and that's usually because the AI kind of manually has to pick up the taxes or something like that. I'm not really sure how that works, but usually if there's a big, if there's a lot of wars going on, or if if a town or castle hasn't really been assigned to a lord yet, then they don't get to pick up taxes. So whenever you take it over, you actually make a lot of money. So this is why we get so much. This will obviously be a lot less as time goes on, but still, this is a lot. We unfortunately also lose a lot of money, 27 or 24,000 to tax inefficiency, which is a shame, but still, we have a net gain of 80,000 golden dragons that are already safely locked away in the vaults in Dragonstone. So already taking Duskendale has paid off. But here we come to the bad news. First of all, that Lancel has been raided, but this is not the real bad news. The real bad news is, if I can really pause it here, that the Riverlords have completely surrounded Duskendale. I mean, just look at that. They have just completely, as I said, surrounded Duskendale, and they're about to assault the walls. Now, we've got 580 men here. I'm not sure if we should really try and fight. I have no clue how many men they bring. I can see 370 men right here in one army. Is that 370? Wow, that's insane. And then we've got two parties with like 150. Is that 240 over there? What the heck are these troop sizes? I'm not really sure where that is coming from. Why do they have... It must be... Yeah, they've got 140. Oh my god. These are so many men. I don't know if we can hold that. Because even the men who have only got 60, they're bringing 16 household guard. What the heck? How did they bring so many men? You bring 22 Stonehenge Knights? Oh my god. They bring so many men. 27 household guards. They've just got... They outnumber us. I mean... Just by numbers. I don't know how many troops they have, but this is got to be close to 2,000. I have 600, and as we know, 300 of those are just levies. I don't know if we could hold this. I don't know if we can even if we can even hold the town, but we have to try, don't we? I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit. Maybe they will even stop. I mean, sometimes it happens that they go to somewhere else and abandon the siege. I don't really have high hopes, but we'll have to see. I'll have to try out and see what our options are. But this is looking dire. So we just finished reading the 7-Pointed Star. It's actually me and Septa Unella reading it simultaneously. We have 2 books, so we can always have 2 characters reading it at once. And that's really cool. We're basically secluded ourselves in Duskendale, hoping and praying to the 7 that the Riverlords would leave, and it looks as if our prayers have been answered. The Riverlords are gone. In fact, the Riverlords went to retake Tumbleton, so it's currently under siege. They somehow also took Ashford, which I'm not really sure when they did that, but that is relatively impressive. But as long as they're busy in the south, I don't mind. In retrospect, the Stormlands have taken Stony Sept away from the Riverlords, so there's massive fighting going on. There's huge armies running around as well. I think Ironwrath, which has been taken by the Free Folk, is now currently under siege by the North, so they're finally gathered their strength and they're riding north to fight against the Free Folk. So that basically gives us a break and some time to breathe, which I think is very cool. Also, the Ironborn seem to have been crushed somewhere in the Reach. Lord Captain Victorian Greyjoy was captured, and I actually managed to run into Theon Greyjoy, who had like 20 men or something like that, and I was just, running around, and basically just with our regular heroes, we managed to capture him, and he had some prisoners. The Stormland Levy is actually from our garrison, but he had some 17 farmers and a few other people that I just took and that I'm now upgrading. Also, we can upgrade some more Stormlanders to men-at-arms, and basically I'm only training the melee troops myself because I told my my Castellan to train archers here. So he's training especially our Valemen into archers. He hasn't really done a whole lot of progress there, but yeah, we've actually we found some other people. these guys were in our garrison, but yeah, like these were like the odd men that Theon Greyjoy had as his prisoners. So I just added them to our garrison. So I'll also shift over these guys. We'll keep them for now. Yeah, that's perfect. So with the Ironborn basically, well, defeated, I think it might be time for us to take Hull. I mean, Duskendale seems relatively secure. I mean, we've got 600 men in the garrison. Even if I was to take out our elite forces, we would still have like 300 men, which should at least look good. And with the Riverlords currently busy fighting someone else, we should really take this opportunity and take over Hull. I've also already scouted it. Hull doesn't really have too many men. Oh, look at that. Harren Karstark was defeated. Oh, look at that. The North was defeated. King Robb Stark was defeated. Did the Free Folk manage to protect Ironrath? I think they might have. Yeah. The Free Folk managed to repel the Northern attack. That's pretty impressive. But yeah. So I've been scouting Hull, and it seems as if Hull only has about 170 men or so. So their garrison hasn't increased at all. And that means we should be able to take it. I mean, they got 7 Household Guard, they got some Retainers, they got 46 Ironborn Reavers, which is obviously quite a bit, but we've got quite a strong archer force ourselves. So I think we might be capable of destroying them. So maybe, I don't know, I don't want to overextend myself, but then again, Hull is even closer to us, and if we make the same amount of money from Hull, then just taking it is worth it. So I might as well do that. So yeah, I guess that's what I will do. I will actually, no, one more thing. I obviously need to make sure that I talk to Septa and Unella here, because we obviously need to make sure that our other characters start reading the 7-pointed star. So let me talk about let's talk about books. I want you, let's exchange books, readable books. Take back, yes, thank you. And I think the next two people that should read it are Sir Aemon the Humble, and then probably also Berengar Perrin, just so that he can maybe finish the book before he becomes a lord. So let's talk about books. I will give away the 7-pointed star, and I want you to read the 7-pointed star. Okay, so he'll do it, and then we'll how do you feel? He seems happy. Alright, cool. But I actually didn't want to ask you that. Let's talk to Berengar here, and we will talk about books and give away. And I want you to read the 7-pointed star. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got 2 other people reading it. Sweet. So we've got about, let me check this again. We've got 3 Ironborn Lords, and we've got 1 Night's Watch Lord. But basically he's an Ironborn as well, Cotter Pike. So we've got 4 Ironborn captive. I think I'll just keep him for now, because that obviously weakens the Ironborn quite a bit. So, that said, I suppose I'm gonna grab some men, and we'll get ready to take Hull. But that will not happen in this episode. As you can see, yeah, we are upgrading our constable. Just upgraded 4 Westerland Levy to Westerland Longbowmen. Perfect. So yeah, I will grab some troops, and in the next episode, we will attempt the siege of Hull, and hopefully that means another town for the Faith Militant. But anyways, that was it for today's episode. We're gonna make our way back to Duskendale, and yeah, I just want to say a big thanks for watching, and I hope that I'll see you guys next time.